Tonight, 5 years after a storm tore it apart, Saxon Harbor is back in business and the community is celebrating. Plus, a local paramedic who died while on the job is being honored for his work across the state of Minnesota. And Park Point will be busy this weekend, and not just for the beach. We'll take you rummaging around the Duluth neighborhood for a popular annual event.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. July 11th, 2016 was a day people in Saxon, Wisconsin will never forget. Severe weather devastated their community and caused severe damage to the harbor. But today, that devastation turned into celebration as the years-long reconstruction project finally came to a close. CBS3's Natalie Grant spent the day on Wisconsin's South Shore and shares the excitement about this restored harbor.
Over 4 years ago, Saxon Harbor had a much different look. Riddled with sticks and debris, the flood of 2016 devastated the area, but now local and state officials have stepped up to fix it up and open it back up bigger and better than before. Years of work and almost $15 million in funding went into restoring the once battered harbor back to usable condition. Friday, both local and statewide leaders came to celebrate for its dedication and reopening. U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin toured the damage back then. She was back on scene Friday after helping secure federal funding for the cleanup.
Not just restore it, but build it back in a stronger and more resilient way, because we've seen a lot of these massive flooding events, and I didn't want the next one to wipe the harbor out again.
Other Wisconsin leaders like Representative Tom Tiffany and Governor Tony Evers were also in attendance. And coming up tonight at 10, we're hearing from locals to describe what they saw back in 2016 and what it means for them for this harbor to be back open once again.
Thanks, Natalie. Senator Baldwin also made a stop in Delta, Wisconsin to learn about issues impacting our region during the pandemic. She had breakfast at the Delta Diner with local small business owners. About 6 locals sat down with Baldwin to give some feedback. The senator says it was important to her to hear about what federal programs helped and what didn't during the pandemic.
We're obviously emerging from a public health crisis and economic crisis that was this pandemic. And it's very important to me to hear from local business leaders, small business owners, about what their experience was.
The senator capped off the day visiting a local cheese factory where she talked with members of the Chequamegon Dairy Association about their struggles during COVID. Dave joins us now for a first check of the weather. Dave, you've been watching the potential for a storm to head toward our area.
Well, there has been one for the past hour or so in parts of Wisconsin. The warning for that storm did end about 2 minutes ago as scheduled by the National Weather Service. But if you take a look at southern Bayfield County and parts of Ashland County, you can see that cluster of storms is still on the stronger side, if not being strong enough to be called severe at the moment. Bottom line is high winds, heavy rains, and large hail are possible from that storm cluster, and it will be working its way towards the east over the next hour or so before it finally fades away. And there's a 50-50 chance more storms could redevelop in Wisconsin towards the UP, and even a slight chance in northern Minnesota till about midnight tonight. But then higher pressure will take over tomorrow, and after tonight's 50-50 shot for more thunders and storms, then tomorrow we get a mostly sunny sky and a high temp near 79 degrees in the Twin Ports. In general, I think the range of high temps tomorrow will go 77 to 82, warmer than normal, but not as oppressive as the past week. Perhaps perfect weather for the weekend, dare I say. I'll try to prove the point with the 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit.
Great. Thanks, Dave. Environmental groups are calling for President Biden to halt construction on several Enbridge pipeline projects across northern Minnesota and Wisconsin. Line 3 and Line 5 opponents made those demands during a conference call today. They're worried the projects would threaten the environment. They pointed to Biden's action against the Keystone Pipeline in January when he canceled that project's permits. Opponents hope he will make a similar move to stop work on Lines 3 and 5 and other pipelines.
We're real people in the routes of these pipelines, and we want to see action on climate and we want to see action for our families.
This comes after hundreds of people rallied against the Line 3 project in Park Rapids. About 250 people were arrested. 44 Enbridge workers had to be evacuated from the construction site. Enbridge has said their pipeline is safe, and they got the final green light from the state after years of regulatory review. Flags in Minnesota will fly at half-staff on Monday, honoring the paramedic killed in an Itasca County crash. Troy Betcher was a first responder for 23 years. He was on board an ambulance when it was T-boned by a dump truck Tuesday north of Grand Rapids. He and 17-year-old Joey Latimer both died. Betcher will be laid to rest in a ceremony at the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids Monday afternoon. Meanwhile, Latimer's funeral will be held on Wednesday. The paramedic driving the ambulance was hospitalized with serious injuries. So was the man driving the dump truck. The hospitals have not been able to share updates on their conditions. The U.S. Forest Service says the Hassel Lake fire in the Boundary Waters is now fully contained. The wildfire caused by a lightning strike had been burning since last Friday. The fire burned 21 acres at its largest point. Officials say no structures were damaged or destroyed and no one was injured. The Forest Service says they will continue to monitor the area into the weekend. The Duluth community came together on Park Point today to host one of its biggest events of the summer. CBS3's Abigail Smith talked with neighbors and customers about why they decided to continue the rummage sale tradition even on a rainy day.
Dozens of rummage sales lined Park Point Friday. Some were forced to move in garages due to the rain, but that didn't stop customers from coming. Invested locals drove in golf carts, biked, and walked through the fog to check out the miles of bargains that included Cloquet resident Augusta Sperlin.
You can find anything from like boy clothes, adult clothes, books.
Since the popular Duluth event was mostly canceled last year, many buyers and sellers were excited to keep the 40-year-long tradition alive. Participating neighbors like Pat Burns said he was excited to see more people show up than expected to his in-laws' sale, given that it was a rainy, windy day by the lake.
But it's been pretty steady. During the steady downpour, of course, we didn't have a lot of people, but other than that, it's sort of a steady stream of people since, even before 7 o'clock this morning.
Neighbors were selling various collectibles, clothes, kitchen supplies, and toys that created a family-oriented, welcoming environment for the community. All things that draw people like Sperlin to become yearly bargain hunters.
My son was excited. He was like up almost all night, waiting for countdown, because like I said, he thinks it's almost like a holiday because we do it every year since I was a little girl.
The sale continues from 8 to 5 tomorrow, which should be a much sunnier day. Community members are taking speeding enforcement on Park Point to a whole new level. Police say drivers have been clocking high speeds on the point. Last year, officers responded to several serious crashes there. That's why they have a new partnership with the Park Point Community Club. It's called Operation Slow Motion. 30 volunteers who live on the point will be out recording license plates this summer and sharing repeat offenders with police.
We worry about families a lot. We see moms, juggling kids and, dogs and blankets and trying to cross a busy, busy street.
Along with 2 new radar speed signs, you'll also see smaller signs reminding drivers to slow down. The speed limit on Park Point is 30 miles per hour. Meanwhile, starting today, a stretch of road on Park Point will be closed. A private contractor is making permanent repairs to a new home on the 1100 block of South Lake Avenue just before the S-curve. A detour is in place. That closure will last until 5 p.m. on Monday. Roads are breaking apart as an oppressive heat wave continues to bake the Twin Cities. The Minnesota State Patrol has confirmed 46 incidents of roads buckling in the metro area. Crews normally assigned to painting projects and lawn mowing have been reassigned to fix them. As pavement warms, it expands and then it pops up. That's why construction crews cut lines in the pavement when they build a road to give it room to move around.
But in these extreme temperatures, there's really not enough room in some areas, especially on roadways that are a little bit older. So that's where we'll see some trouble spots.
The Twin Cities has seen 90-degree temperatures over the past 9 days, and forecasts don't show much of a change heading into next week. Minnesota's governor wants everyone to get a shot and a beer. and not that kind of shot if that's what you're thinking. Governor Tim Walz was at a craft brewery in Minneapolis this morning for a Cheers to the Vaccine campaign. It gives vaccinated adults a free or discounted drink at participating breweries and distilleries across the state.
Once again, an industry that had every reason to have angst about everything that happened. Instead of that, they stepped up to help Minnesota in so many ways, and right now doing that.
Minnesota is hoping to have 70% of people over the age of 16 vaccinated by July 1st. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, lighthouse keepers are known to be great story weavers. How one local former keeper plans to share his story next.
Record high temp for today is 91 from 1949. The normal 71 today. Best we could get at the airport was 56. Well, it will warm up tomorrow. Will it warm back towards the 90s like the last week? I'll let you know once we clear out this fog here, coming up right after the break.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
Culligan, our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
How do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
How do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability, durability, and versatility built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right.
No one serves you better than Bullet Implement.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-945-8449 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
The Lakota Ray Ojibwe College, providing Anishinaabe communities with post-secondary and continuing education while advancing the language, culture, and history of the Ojibwe. Online applications for spring enrollment are at lco.edu.
Find your style with Patriot Lighting from Menards. Save today with 11% off and choose from over 750 ceiling fans. Our ceiling fans add elegance to any room and reduce energy costs all year round. We carry a great selection of styles and finishes, so you're sure to find the look that's right for you. Save with 11% off all Patriot Lighting ceiling fans. View all of our ceiling fan options right now on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
If it's important to our nation,
the country is facing yet another unprecedented crisis.
It's on Face the Nation, making politics make sense. The why behind the biggest stories. Face the Nation on CBS.
¿No tienes aseguranza médica porque eres tu propio empleado? ¿Eres empleado de una compañía pequeña? ¿Trabajas medio tiempo? ¿Perdiste tu trabajo o te estás retirando? Buenas noticias. MinSure tiene un periodo especial de inscripción hasta el 16 de julio del 2021. Visita www.insureduluth.org/ayuda para mayor información hoy. Obtén aseguranza médica económica escogiendo MinSure.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital. We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
The Supreme Court building behind me is once again at the center of a monumental battle. Tonight, a congressional investigation sparked by reporting from CBS News. Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell, weeknights on CBS.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
As our last low-pressure system lurches through the region here, we do have a couple of advisories to start with this evening. Number one is a dense fog alert for lakeside communities, so drive cautiously by the lake, North Shore and South Shore. And for Park Point, Wisconsin Point here, just in case you wanted to go swimming on a foggy, cool night, take a break perhaps. Weather Service says rip currents are very likely due to the high winds from the east. And then we also have to talk about a special weather statement that's covering the central and southern parts of places like Bayfield County and Ashland County, and even nudging into Iron County. Storms there not strong enough to be called severe. That's why the special weather statement says they're still packing a bit of a punch, especially around Mellon here or in the near future. So watch out in that part of the world for some big storms coming your way. And the storm chance could last till about midnight tonight before a different style of weather comes in to take over tomorrow, a style we'll talk about in just a bit. First up, the current conditions, and you can see, oh boy, the thick fog here in the Twin Ports. It's hard to see out there. You got to cut it with a knife to get some visibility. Current temp up over the hill at the airport is 60. Relative humidity is 90%. East winds going 9 miles per hour. And our air pressure is 29.84 inches of mercury. Today with our current temperatures, we can see those easterly winds really cooling things down by the lake, though it's still reasonably warm farther inland. 81 in Watersmeet, for example, 77 Hayward, 79 Hinckley, 81 for Aiken, 76 Grand Rapids, and 72 International Falls. Then you get into the heart of the head of the lakes there, and you have 54 in Park Point, and 54 for La Pointe, and 54 as well for Silver Bay. Tomorrow, temperatures will equalize a bit. We'll run about 75 to 80 for everybody, whether you're by the lake or farther inland. Now, with the Doppler satellite map here, we do see that cluster of storms rumbling through parts of northern Wisconsin here, and again, especially around the Mellon area at this moment. This could continue for another hour or so as it works its way towards the east. So, folks, do watch out in northwestern Wisconsin here this evening, and keep your eye to the sky in Minnesota, as well as another line of storms could start to rumble along the Canadian border as our last low-pressure system exits the region. It's going to be replaced by higher pressure that takes over, but not tonight. Again, still a 50-50 chance for precip tonight, followed by sunshine thanks to high pressure and highs near 80 on Saturday. Not bad. Gets a little bit warm again on Sunday with high pressure, goes towards 85, but that in turn gives way back towards the 70s by Monday. So the really warm 90s stuff of the last week should go away. Tonight, low temps will be near 50 for Minnesota with that 50% storm chance. Wisconsin gets a 60% storm chance, so does the UP. Low temps there, 50 to 55. Then high temps tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, 77 to 82 with a mostly sunny sky taking over. Minnesota's range of temperatures will be very similar with that mostly sunny sky, and the big cell of high pressure will be a persistent one, keeping us towards mostly sunny conditions all the way through next Wednesday, with highs upper 70s to maybe the mid 80s. Next rain chance, Kristen, will be Thursday. It's a 40% shot, and we do spike back up towards 85. But after a week's worth of 95s for some towns, 85 will be child's play.
Yeah, I think we can definitely handle those high 70s, mid 80s.
Yeah, it should be a picture-perfect weekend out there.
I think so, too. Thank you, Dave. The former Split Rock lighthouse keeper is releasing a new book about his time caring for one of the most picturesque lighthouses in the United States. Lee Radzik teamed up with Kurt Brown to write The View from Split Rock, A Lighthouse Keeper's Life. Radzik became the lighthouse keeper at Split Rock in 1982 and lived there with his family until 2019. His book spans his nearly 40-year career and takes readers into the everyday experiences and surprises the lighthouse has to offer. During a virtual book launch Thursday, Radzik says even after leaving his post and moving to western Minnesota, he can never forget the sights and sounds of the lighthouse.
Instead of hearing the foghorns on the passing ships, we're hearing railroad horns going by. So it's never as quiet as it was up there, and we never get that long distance view that we could out the front window. So yeah, it's an adjustment.
If you would like to purchase the book, you can do so at the Minnesota Historical Society's website. It's official, the Great Minnesota Get-Together is back on for 2021. State Fair officials say it will run from August 26th through Labor Day. After being canceled by the pandemic in 2020, organizers say they will do everything they can to give you the full experience. Since restrictions on large gatherings have recently eased, organizers do not expect to have daily attendance limits. Masks won't be required, but are strongly encouraged for those not fully vaccinated. To learn more about purchasing tickets, the new foods, or the entertainment lineups, you can head over to our website. Coming up in sports, a night to remember in Milwaukee. Kelly has a recap of the Bucks' big win next.
this show is about connection. Not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves are going to get in the way of that.
The Kelly Clarkson Show on CBS3. CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com. Now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
Celebrate the savings during the anniversary sale at Home Furniture. Everything is on sale, like this 94-inch Stephan sofa for $599. Plus, no money down, special financing for 3 years, and free shipping during the anniversary sale, only at Home Furniture.
Injured? Call Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries including wrongful death, recreational vehicles, boats, and dog bites. Call anytime, 218-576-8599. No recovery, no fee. Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries, serious law.
Monday at 10, we're taking a look at one local Duluth neighborhood and how years of contamination stretching back to 1915 are now being resolved. Join us to hear what it will take to transform this former U.S. Steelworks site into a recreational setting on live, local CBS3.
Hawaii, lush and tropical, home to some impressive inhabitants. The intense heat of the summer has brought them to the local watering hole. Competition is fierce. Tension brings the claws out as the locals display the dramatic and often unpredictable behaviors of the courtship ritual.
I do have a wild side.
Love Island, the new season starts July 7th on CBS.
Are you without health insurance because you're self-employed, employed by a small business, working part-time, lost a job, retiring? There's good news. MNsure has a special enrollment period until July 16, 2021. Free MNsure certified navigators help make sure applications are accurate and complete. Visit www.insuredduluth.org/help for more information today. Get affordable health insurance by choosing MNsure.
Sports are my passion and the love of my life. And when you watch a sportscast, the biggest compliment that I get is that you seem so excited about what you're talking about. And that's not an act for me. Who doesn't want to see someone, deliver their news in a fun way? So if you love it, I love it. You're gonna see the authenticity that I think I bring.
Watch sports with Kelly Hinson, weeknights on live, local, CBS3.
During Homeworld Rug's anniversary sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Get up to $500 off sale prices on any rug $199 or more. Every shape, size, pattern, and color on sale now. Up to 46% off regular prices. The anniversary progressive rug sale at Homeworld Rugs.
CBS News Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley on CBS.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
After falling on the road in Brooklyn during the last 2 games of the Eastern Conference semifinal series, it was about time that the Bucks put a tally in the win column. Bucks fans received the best bang for their buck in Game 3 during a 4-quarter thriller. With just 11 seconds left, Bucks down by 1. They got production out of Drew Holiday, who spins and scores, making it a 1-point game going into a Nets timeout. Kevin Durant would look to be the hero, as he always does, behind the arc, but it was a no-go. Milwaukee avoided a 3-0 hole thanks to Giannis and Chris Middleton, who both brought the heat at home, combining for 68 points. Bucks know it was an ugly finish, but a win is a win is a win.
I think we can play better. We can play better. We can play faster. We can play more together. We can move the ball better. So we can get back to our scoring 110, 120 points like we usually do. But at the end of the day, if we can win a game by scoring, how many scored? 84, 86? I'll take it any night.
Bucks fans hope to be treated to victory once again in Game 4 on Sunday afternoon. The last time the Greenway softball team played in a section playoffs before the season, the current seniors were sophomores, and they lost in the first round of the 7AA bracket. Fast forward to 2021, those sophomores are seniors, and they are on to the state tournament. Aside from a 4-run inning from the Rails, the Raiders soared to a 7-4 win in the section championship yesterday, punching the team's ticket to the tourney for the first time since 1994 and keeping their undefeated season alive. They sit at 25-0.
Oh, it just feels great because the girls, some of the best leaders on this team are seniors, so it feels good to play with them one last time, and especially with like a winning season like this one. Everybody is just so like hardworking, and we really worked hard for this.
I told the kids, you know, I had a tear come into my eye, and I just had to stop and take a little breath. I have been excited to play in my own career and do a lot of things as an athlete myself, but this is the proudest I've ever been, and this is the most excited I've ever been to go to a state tournament.
Raiders await seeding. The Class AA tournament begins next Tuesday in Mankato, Minnesota. Well, sadly, these are the kinds of wins in the middle of June we should be celebrating because they propel the Twins back into first place. Well, instead, we're just celebrating not another loss.
Winning run on first. Here's Cruz, and Cruz powers one. Ball game.
Nelson Cruz lived up to his boomstick nickname last night in the bottom of the ninth. Tied at 5 apiece, Cruz launched a 2-run shot to center field. Game over. Good night. Forget about the record for just a second. A pretty fun win at Target Field last night. And the tough stretch continues for the Twins. They welcome in the Houston Astros to Target Field for the first of a 3-game series. Brewers begin a set with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I know I'm really hard on the Twins, but you just can't not be.
How about... Oh, continue.
No. We'll switch. I know you were going to talk about Greenway.
So impressive.
25-0. The last time they went to state, I wasn't even born. That is, and just, I mean, any team getting to state in this climate after not having a season for spring sports is even more exciting, but you could tell with them, like, yeah, we worked our butts off the last 2 years, and the senior leadership going from sophomores to seniors, just incredible. Congrats to them.
Congratulations. Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah.
We're going to check in with Dave now for a final look at the weather because you have some stuff going on over there, huh?
Yeah, not quite strong enough to be called severe storms in northwestern Wisconsin, but strong enough for the Weather Service to issue a special weather statement saying to look out for them. And you can see them on the Doppler here, affecting parts of Sawyer County, Bayfield County, Ashland County, even nudging into Iron County there. So hail is possible, high winds, and heavy brief downpours, plus thunder and lightning. So keep an eye to the sky in that part of our world and all parts of the world here tonight, because we all get a chance for more showers and storms till about midnight. And then tomorrow, things change up for the more pleasant. The lows go away, the extreme heat goes away. We get sunshine and moderately mild to warm temperatures pretty much through Wednesday, with highs, I'm thinking 77 to maybe 85 on Sunday. Next rain chance is next Thursday.
All right, thanks for joining us. We will see you at 10 o'clock.